Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. The SEC, in their efforts going after Ripple, claiming that Ripple has sold XRP as an unregistered security, in their efforts of doing this, there has been no shortage of instances that we could highlight indicating the degree to which the SEC is behaving in a shady fashion, the degree to which they're being unethical, hypocritical, refusing to use logic. It looks, to me personally, it looks clearly as though this is a money and or power grab. And so it shouldn't be surprising that today I have more to share with you. And this is coming from, in this case, Pro-XRP Attorney John Deaton, who is highlighting just another shady development having to do with the SEC. And you will see that they are abusing their position as an entity within the federal government of the United States. But I do want to be clear at the outset, I don't have a legal or financial background of any kind. I am not offering legal or financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast making YouTube videos as a fun hobby about Ripple and XRP and crypto in general, and that is all that's going on here. I did want to quickly just touch on this piece since we're talking legal stuff here. This is a brand new piece from Crypto News Flash titled, Gary Gensler takes over at the SEC, but there's little reprieve. And they had a couple bullet points at the top. I want to kind of run through this real briefly, and then I'm going to jump right into what I just cited here at the beginning. Oh, that moon, that was such a tease. Just get into it. Anyway, the new SEC chairman, Gary Gensler, took office a few days ago, but while some XRP holders were hopeful he would bring a more lenient perspective into the Ripple case, it is business as usual. Yeah. So on that front, it perhaps is more likely to see a settlement than before because before there was a 0% chance. So if there's more than a 0% chance we'll see a settlement, that's better. Anything would be an improvement over what we had when that previous asshat was running the SEC. Next bullet point. Following his announcement, the House of Congress has passed a bill that could lead to clarity for the SEC and CFTC in what is a brewing battle between the regulator and the crypto industry. And so what they're talking about here, and I'll be brief on this because I did mention this in a video just the other day, but this is worth knowing. Because it highlights the degree to which clearly the federal government doesn't know who should regulate what, and they don't know how individual crypto assets certainly should be regulated, which really just makes it all the more absurd that the SEC, instead of providing a path forward for Ripple, providing regulatory clarity, they instead just litigate. Because why the hell not? So they have this little subheading here. Regulatory clarity is coming. The U.S. Congress has recognized the need for a robust, innovative industry, especially with digital assets. One of the measures is through the Eliminate Barriers to Innovation Act. The U.S. Congress, through this, could eventually introduce clear crypto regulation. The House directed the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, CFTC, and the Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, to jointly establish a digital asset work group. And so this working group would be made up of the SEC, CFTC, and members of fintech companies involved with digital assets. And they are set to review the current regulations and how these can be improved. This is a key step in the evolution of the industry. Right, and so one of the biggest questions when you're trying to figure out how something should be regulated, just as a starting point, is it a commodity? Is it a security? This today, in 2021, is not clear, despite the fact that the crypto asset class has been around for 12 freaking years. Figure it out. Yeah, really burns my biscuits, guys. So this is a step in the right direction. Not that there couldn't be other entities on a federal level jumping in, but, a good starting point, right? But it certainly illustrates what I've been saying, which is that, and I'm sure you must believe it too. I suspect anyway, because if you're listening to this, you're probably an XRP holder and you're more well-versed than the typical person in the world of crypto. But there's just not sufficient clarity. Now, into the shadiness of what's going on now. Here's a tweet from Wrath of Kahneman, who is an XRP community member. Great job at researching all sorts of stuff. This guy digs deep and finds all sorts of stuff that nobody else finds. Now, in this case, not that there was a deep digging needed to find this, but I want to give credit to where it is due. And Wrath of Kahneman is always pretty much on it. And so we knew, and I'd reported previously, that Ripple is seeking to get information, financial information, and I don't know what else specifically, out of Jay Clayton, the asshat who previously ran the SEC. And so they're going after him at his new employer. Check this out. So here's a tweet from Wrath of Kahneman. Note, this motion confirms Ripple subpoenaed Clayton's subsequent employer to establish a financial motivation for the suit because they invest exclusively in Bitcoin and Ethereum. The SEC is protesting, but it has been introduced in court as a part of discovery. And so here's the snippet that Wrath of Kahneman shared, and then I'm going to share with you what attorney John Deaton had to say, highlighting just how gross the SEC's behaviors are, again taking advantage of their privileged position as an entity within the federal government of the United States. But here's the snippet that Wrath of Kahneman shared. Third, on March 31st, 2021, defendants served a third-party subpoena for documents relating to former chair Clayton's compensation after his tenure at the SEC. At the April 14th meet and confer, Ripple explained that because the targeted firm invested exclusively in Bitcoin and Ether, this request was probative to the financial motivations of the decision makers involved in the decision to bring this action. But this action was approved by a vote of the full commission, and it is difficult to fathom how discovery of an individual... Oh, no peep. Come here. Oh, hold on. Come here. I don't know what she heard. I'm picking her up. One sec. There we go. That was my pet peeve. Sorry about that. I'm back now. I'm holding her. She's in my lap. What was that? What are you doing, doggy? Sorry, that is going to stay in the video, though, because I do all these in one take. So sometimes real life happens. That's like one of 3 times ever in 2.5 years that you've heard a bark out of this dog, though. She's always next to me when I'm recording. You sweet. Look, now she's all calm now. Now she's in my lap. Sorry about that, guys. Hey, where did I stop off here? About here. Okay, so here's more from the little snippet. This is from the SEC. But this action was approved by a vote of the full commission, and it is difficult to fathom how discovery of an individual commissioner's finances is in any way appropriate under the federal rules of civil procedure, particularly when the court has already ruled that there is no need to produce the bank records of the defendants in this case who made hundreds of millions of dollars from an illegal offering of securities. Yeah, so this is functionally different, though. The SEC was going after Ripple executives wanting every single bit of their financial records, when really, given that there's no fraud claimed, no fraud alleged, you didn't need that additional information. They already knew just about the totality of the transactions of XRP that Ripple executives made. So it wasn't needed. This is different, though. Right now you're talking about, hey, looks like something weird was going on when you, asshat Clayton, were at the SEC. Now you go, your current employer, who would benefit from what was said about Bitcoin and Ether. We want to see money flows. That's functionally different. Now the SEC is pretending that it isn't, but that's because they're a bunch of snakes. They're just a bunch of liars. And so check this out. Here's what attorney John Deaton had to say. Ask yourself this question. Why would the SEC object or get involved in this subpoena? Clayton and his new employer are part of the private sector. Ripple served a subpoena on them. I'm pretty sure that One River has lawyers that can move to quash the subpoena. Why would the SEC be involved in objecting to a third-party subpoena? The judge ruled that any communication in the SEC's possession between Clayton and the outside world while he was chairman related to Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP must be turned over. This subpoena is related to that. It's about the same issue that the judge said is relevant. It's only asking a third party to provide what's in their possession. Maybe Clayton sent emails from a private email account. It is absolutely appropriate to ask for this, and it's consistent with the judge's ruling. So why in the world would the SEC defend against a subpoena issued on a third party? It's their fight, not the SEC's fight. U.S. taxpayers are now defending One River. So that'd be the firm. What the hell is the SEC afraid will be discovered? It's shameful and on its face appears conspiratorial. # seek the truth. And so this does not pass the smell test. This is not normal. They have no business delving where they're delving. And to what end? If not to hide something, then what? This is not normal behavior. They're taking advantage of their position. To me, it's repulsive. These people cannot be trusted, folks. They've proven it. They don't care. They will fight by whatever means necessary, no matter how shady, no matter how unfair, how unethical. They will fight, and they're just going to see what sticks. They've shown their character. This is what they're doing, and I still this is how they're behaving. You still have to wonder, what the hell are the judges in this case thinking, though? Because they're not stupid. They can see this behavior too. And so I guess, I mean, now still they're going to have to be level-headed if they're being fair and ethical, as I believe they are. So they can't just, necessarily react and like penalize the SEC, but they can see what's going on, or they can see through it. And I think that it's probably going to erode trust, and the weight of their other arguments, wouldn't you think, would be impacted by that in a negative fashion? So like, to some degree, it makes me wonder if they're crippling themselves, or if they think that even if they're crippling themselves to some degree, that enough of their BS gets through and is favorable that it's worth it. I don't know, but this is ridiculous. All right, I'll go ahead and wrap up there. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.